Students from Sidwell Friends, Washington Liberty, and Thomas Jefferson High School meet today on It's Academic. Hello everyone, I'm Hillary Howard. Welcome to It's Academic, now in its 60th season and brought to you as it has been for more than 50 years by Giant Foods. All right, let's meet the teams. We begin with Sidwell Friends School from Washington, D.C.
My name is Layla Dawi. I'm a 17-year-old junior from Sidwell Friends School, and I'd like to thank our incredible coach, Ms. Pramon.
I'm Max Garon. I'm a 16-year-old junior, and I'd like to give a shout out to our alternate, Jonathan, and the rest of our It's Academic Club at school.
My name is Bennett Collison. I am a 16-year-old junior at Sidwell Friends, and I'd like to thank Max and Layla for being excellent teammates.
All right, nice. Team Sidwell, here we go. In this first round, as you know, questions are worth 20 points, nothing off for a wrong answer, so don't worry. Here's your first question. Choose one word from each column, and you'll get what designation given to the saying, do unto others as you would have others do unto you.
Conferring. Golden rule.
Yep, golden rule.
Final answer, golden rule.
Golden rule it is. Civil blank act, voting blank act. To name congressional acts passed in 1957 and 1965, add what same word associated with the first 10 amendments to the Constitution?
Conferring. Rights.
Yep.
Yes.
Final answer, rights.
Yes, rights is correct. NavyHero.gov. Had the internet been available during the American Revolution, this might have been the website for what naval war hero, the captain of the Bonhomme Richard?
Conferring.
I would say Lafayette because I think he had something to do with the Navy.
All right, we'll go
Let's
with
go with
that.
it, yeah.
Final answer, Lafayette.
Nah, it was John Paul Jones. Here's your next question. July 27th, 1861. On this date, the Army of the Potomac was placed under the command of what Union general nicknamed Little Mac?
Conferring.
This be George McClellan, maybe?
Answer?
Final answer, George McClellan.
Yeah, it's McClellan. Nicely done. Never insult an alligator until you cross the river. This observation was made during World War II by Cordell Hull, who then held what senior cabinet position where diplomacy is the rule?
Conferring.
Would it be state, probably? Secretary of State?
I think so too. Final answer, Secretary of State.
Yes, you did it. Sidwell Friends, nicely done. 180 points. Time to meet the team from Arlington, Virginia's Washington Liberty High School.
Hi, I'm Devin. I am a sophomore from Washington Liberty High School, and I would like to thank our sponsors, Ms. Sherritt and Ms. Sotomayor.
My name is Lily. I'm a sophomore at Washington Liberty, and I would like to thank my parents for supporting me this year.
Hi, I'm Donovan. I'm a senior at Washington Liberty, and I'd like to thank all of our teachers who are working with distance learning.
It's a lot of work. Well, I'm very glad to see all of you here, and here is the first question. With one word from each column, you can get what traditional ruler and spiritual leader of Tibet?
Right, conferring, is this the Dalai Lama?
Yeah, that's really long.
Final answer, Dalai Lama.
Yeah, it is. Grand blank, Cedar blank. To complete the names of cities in Michigan and Iowa, add what same word that refers to swiftly moving currents of water?
Conferring is rapids.
Rapid.
Yeah. Defer to Donovan.
Rapids.
Yes, it is Rapids. Nice. ChiefJustice.gov. This would have been an appropriate website for Chief Justice Earl Warren, who handed down what historic 1954 decision banning segregation in public schools?
Conferring, is this?
Brown. Is
Brown
it Brown
v.
versus
Board.
Board of Education?
Yeah.
All right, final answer, Brown versus Board of Education.
That is it. October 16th, 1793. On this date during the French Revolution, what French queen was taken to the guillotine?
Conferring Marie Antoinette.
Yeah.
All right, final answer, Marie Antoinette.
Yeah, that's right. The artillery of the press has been leveled against us. These words were part of the second inaugural address of what third chief executive?
All right, conferring, do you think it's Thomas Jefferson?
Yeah, that would be what
Yeah.
I would guess, just as a third
Alright.
president.
Final answer, Thomas Jefferson.
Yes, it was Thomas Jefferson. Washington Liberty, nice job, 200 points. How about we meet the team from Thomas Jefferson High School for Science and Technology from Fairfax County?
Hi, I'm Vishal. I'm a 17-year-old senior at Jefferson, and I'd really like to thank our alternates, Kevin and Anurag, as well as our entire team.
Hi, I'm Joshua Lian. I'm a senior at TJ. I'd like to thank the wonderful crew at ITSAC for making all of this possible.
My name is Patrice Jaishankar. I'm a junior, and I'd like to thank our coach, Mr. Smolinski, and our principal, Dr. Bonitadovas.
Lovely. Well, guys, let's begin. Here's your first question. Choose one word from each column, and you can name what 1765 British law that so infuriated the American colonists, it was repealed the following year.
Conferring Stamp Act, right?
Yeah.
Back, yeah.
Final Stamp Act.
Yes, it was the Stamp Act. The divine blank, a blank of errors. What same word fits in both these spaces to complete the titles of works by Dante and Shakespeare?
Conferring comedy, right?
Okay,
Comedy.
Final comedy.
Yes, it was comedy. Terrible.gov. If the internet had been around in the 16th century, this might have been the website of what Russian czar nicknamed the Terrible?
Conferring Ivan the Terrible.
Yeah,
I didn't- yep.
Final Ivan the Terrible.
Yeah, Ivan the Terrible. August 7th, 1858. On this date, Queen Victoria chose what city to be capital of Canada?
Ottawa.
Conferring Ottawa, right?
Ottawa, yeah.
Yeah.
Final Ottawa.
Yes, Ottawa is correct. American Revolutionary. These words title a biography not of a Revolutionary War patriot, but of what first African American appointed to the U.S. Supreme Court?
Conferring Marshal.
Thurgood Marshall.
Thurgood Marshall.
Final Marshal.
Thurgood Marshall is right. TJ, you've got a score of 200 points. Sidwell Friends, it's time to jump into the picture perfect round. But before we do, you should know that each question is worth 20 points up or down. If you choose not to answer, there's a 10-point penalty. Here we go. This region of Newfoundland and Labrador borders what French-speaking Canadian province?
Conferring.
It'd be Quebec, right?
Final answer, Quebec.
Quebec is correct. History doesn't repeat itself. At best, it sometimes rhymes. This was the view of what 19th century American writer, the author of The Prince and the Pauper?
Conferring.
This would be Mark Twain.
Final answer, Mark Twain.
Yes, Mark Twain. Rising almost 20,000 feet, this is what Tanzanian mountain, the highest in Africa?
Conferring.
Kilimanjaro.
Yeah. Final answer, Mount Kilimanjaro.
Yes, you've got it, Mount Kilimanjaro. Well done, Sidwell Friends, 240 points. Washington Liberty, you are up for the picture perfect round. Here's the first clue. Here, 3 soldiers are paying their respects at a sanctuary dedicated to what mythical Greek strongman who completed 12 heroic labors?
Conferring,
Probably Hercules.
Yeah, that would be
Alright.
who I would guess.
defer to Lily.
Final answer, Hercules.
Yeah, you have it, Lily. It is Hercules. If it was so, it might be, and if it were so, it would be, but as it isn't, it ain't. That's logic. Here you have the logical comment from what English author who wrote the poem Jabberwocky?
All right, conferring,
Conferring it's Lewis Carroll, right?
Oh, yeah.
He wrote Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
defer to Nathan.
Lewis Carroll.
Absolutely, Donovan. Who else would write that? This painting depicts members of the Lewis and Clark expedition on what river that now forms the border between Oregon and Washington state?
Conferring the Columbia River.
Yeah, I
River.
think it's defer to Donovan.
Columbia River.
Columbia River is right. Well done, Washington Liberty. You've got 260 points. Jefferson, you're up for the picture perfect round. This medieval carving is a representation of the Roman god who gave his name to what ringed planet 6th from the sun?
Conferring Saturn, right?
Yeah.
Final Saturn.
Yes, beautiful Saturn. Nobody was ever meant to remember or invent what he did with every cent. This little rhyme comes from what American poet whose longer works include Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening?
Conferring. This is Frost, right?
Frost, yeah.
Final Frost.
Yeah, Robert Frost. This delicate species of water lily is native to what large Pacific island shared by Papua and Indonesia?
Conferring New
New
Guinea.
Guinea.
New Guinea.
Yep.
Final New Guinea.
Well done, TJ. 260 points. Okay, let's meet the coach and alternate from Sidwell Friends School. Layla, who's with you?
With us today are our coach and history teacher, Ms. Pramon, and our alternate, Jonathan Nixon.
Beautiful. Thanks so much for being with us. Jonathan, you too. All right, guys, here we go for the packet round. Questions are worth 20 points. Nothing off for a wrong answer, and a 25-point bonus if you get all of the questions right. Here we go. Haydn's Military Symphony is also designated with what number that indicates a century?
Conferring 100.
Yep.
Final answer 100.
Yes, it is. There are over 3 million listings on Google for what stone that gave us the key to deciphering Egyptian hieroglyphics?
Conferring Rosetta Stone.
Yep.
Final answer Rosetta Stone.
Rosetta Stone is right. Here's your science question. Inertia, capillary action, gravity. Which of these causes a so-called bleeding effect when writing with ink on newspaper?
Conferring.
Doesn't seem to be inertia.
Answer?
I would say gravity.
Gravity. That's right.
Let's go
All
with it.
Final answer gravity.
Ooh, capillary action was it. The world's first postage stamp made from cork was introduced in 2007 in what Iberian country where letters can be mailed to Lisbon?
Conferring Portugal.
Portugal.
Final answer Portugal.
Yes, it is. One of Toni Morrison's novels has what one-word title that names the heavenly place that is lost in the title of John Milton's epic poem?
Conferring.
Paradise.
Final answer paradise.
Paradise Lost, yes. Here's your math question. Evaluate this expression, giving your answer as a positive integer.
Conferring. This is 9 times 6 times 2.
I think it's 108, probably.
Yeah. Final answer 108.
Good calculating. It is 108. For decades, only paper currency, no coins, was issued by the government of what South American nation whose capital is Asuncion?
Conferring.
Paraguay.
Final answer Paraguay.
Yeah, it's Paraguay. Nice, Sidwell. You've got 360 points. Let's meet the team behind the team at Washington Liberty. Devin, who are they?
Supporting us today are our sponsors, Ms. Sotomayor and Ms. Scher, as well as our principal, Mr. Hall.
Well, thank you so much for being here and supporting this awesome team. Let's do this packet round, guys. Here's your first question. Even with global warming, it is unlikely palm trees will replace penguins on what coldest continent?
Conferring it's Antarctica.
Yeah.
All right, final answer, Antarctica.
It is Antarctica. These days you can go online to find the definition of a word instead of researching what kind of reference book whose first American edition was published by Noah Webster.
Conferring, is this a thesaurus?
It should be a dictionary. It is definition.
Final answer, dictionary.
Yeah, it's dictionary. Good save. Here's your science question. Esterification, polymerization, saturation. Which of these terms names the process by which small hydrocarbon molecules join together to form heavier ones under the influence of heat and catalysts?
Conferring, there should be polymerization.
Yeah, that sounds right.
All right, go for it.
Polymerization.
Yeah, you're right. To transport soldiers, Rome built a network of roads, the most famous one being what way that stretched from Rome to Brindisium?
I would guess just some names way, like Hadrian's Way or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can try
that,
it.
I guess.
Defer to Donovan.
Hadrian's Way.
No, good guess, but you'll know it when I say it. It's the Appian Way. Between its first and second editions, Leaves of Grass grew from 95 to 456 pages as what American poet kept revising and expanding his work?
Conferring, do we have any ideas?
I think, wait, is it Walt Whitman?
Yeah, you can defer to Lily.
Walt Whitman?
Yeah, Lily, it's Walt Whitman. Nice. Here's your math question. Evaluate this expression, giving your answer as an integer.
Right. Conferring 25 minus 9 is 16
16
over
over 8 is 2.
Yeah, 2.
2.
2 it is. Both English and Swahili are official languages in what East African country whose capital is Nairobi?
Conferring, this is Kenya.
Yeah.
Final answer, Kenya.
Yes, it is. Well done. 380 points, Washington Liberty. How about we meet the coach behind this team at Thomas Jefferson, Vishal, who's with you.
I'm happy to introduce our coach, Mr. Smolinski, who's been an amazing support and chemistry teacher this past year.
We're very happy that you're here. It's just wonderful that you're supporting them, and they're an awesome group of guys. So we're going to get started in this packet round. When the U.S. entered the First World War, officials in Philadelphia tapped because they could not ring what damaged historic bell.
Conferring, this is the Liberty Bell, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Final, the Liberty Bell.
Yes, the cracked Liberty Bell. The ominous 19th century breakfast order, pistol for 2 and coffee for 1, referred to what sort of two-man gunfight such as that between Aaron Burr and Alexander Hamilton?
Conferring, duel.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Final, duel.
Yes, it was a duel, a famous duel. Here's your science question. Halophyte, herbivore, saccharide. Which of these terms refers to a plant which can live in soil with a high concentration of salt?
Conferring, halophyte.
Yeah, halophyte.
Final, halophyte.
Halophyte is right. President Franklin Roosevelt was a distant cousin of what World War II British Prime Minister with whom he issued the Atlantic Charter in 1941?
Referring Churchill, right?
Turtle.
Okay. Final, Churchill.
Yeah, I love that historical fact. Isn't that amazing? They were cousins. Knights on horseback usually fought each other, but what knight, the title character of a Cervantes novel, attacked a windmill thinking it was a giant?
Conferring, Don Quixote.
Don Quixote.
Final, Don Quixote.
Yeah. Here's your math question. Evaluate this expression, giving your answer as a positive integer.
Conferring, 10 times 4 is 40.
40. Yeah, I think it's, yeah.
Final, 40.
40 it is. Jane Eyre was a fictional governess, but Edward Eyre was a real governor of what Caribbean island whose capital is Kingston?
Conferring, is it Jamaica?
Jamaica.
Yep.
Final, Jamaica.
Yeah, Jamaica. You've got a perfect game going, TJ. You got that 25-point bonus with a score of 425 points. Are you ready to grab bag, Sidwell? In this round, questions are worth 20 points up or down. The visual question, 30 points up or down. If you don't answer, there's a 10-point deduction. Here we are. First question. Paleontologists were delighted when dinosaur bones were discovered a few years ago. Near what highest U.S. mountain?
Conferring.
That'd be Denali.
Final answer, Mount Denali.
Yes. Wounded Knee was the name of the settlement where soldiers massacred over 100 Native Americans of what tribe once led by Crazy Horse and Sitting Bull?
Conferring.
Pretty sure it's the Sioux.
Final answer, Sioux.
Yes, it is. The original selling price of a jacket is $100. What is the price after 2 successive discounts of 20% each?
Conferring. After the first discount, it would be $80. After the second discount,
Answer?
$64, I think.
Yep. I agree.
$64.
It is $64. Well done. Here's your visual question for 30 points. The long arm of the law. The origin of this phrase is found in History of the Persian Wars by what ancient Greek known as the father of history?
Conferring.
I'm pretty sure Thucydides was Peloponnesian, right? Peloponnesian. So Herodotus, this would be Herodotus.
Final answer, Herodotus.
You've got it, Herodotus. Sidwell Friends School, 450 points. Washington Liberty, you're up for the grab bag. Here we go. You can see some glowing exhibits at the National Atomic Museum, located near what largest New Mexico city?
All right, conferring. Is this Albuquerque?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, probably.
Final answer, Albuquerque.
It is Albuquerque. No explanation has ever been found for the explosion that sank what U.S. battleship in Havana Harbor and triggered the Spanish-American War?
Conferring, is this the Maine?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
USS
Maine.
Maine.
Final answer, the USS Maine.
Yes, it was the USS Maine. What number is obtained when the expression 3 times the square root of 5 is multiplied by itself?
Conferring 45.
Yeah, that sounds right.
All right, 45.
Yeah, good, 45. On your screens for 30 points. One of the most effective and controversial leaders in human history. One historian used these words to describe what man? The first emperor of ancient Rome who died in 14 AD.
Conferring.
Conferring, is this Julius Caesar?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Final answer, Julius Caesar.
No, it was Augustus. But you did really well, Washington Liberty, with a score of 410 points. It's grab bag time, TJ. First clue. In 1960, 7 years after he became the first to conquer Mount Everest, what New Zealanders set off on a search for the abominable snowman?
Conferring, is this Edmund Hillary?
Yeah, I think
It
it's
is. Yep. Hillary.
Final Hillary?
Yes, Hillary. In 1918, the Allies crashed through a German defense line named for what general who later named the Zeppelin that burst into flames and crashed in New Jersey?
Conferring, this is Hindenburg?
Yeah, Hindenburg.
Final Hindenburg?
It was the Hindenburg. What is the sum of the degrees in any 2 consecutive angles in a parallelogram?
Conferring,
Conferring
180?
180.
Yeah, 180.
Okay. Final 180?
180 it is. On your screens for 30 points. Cranes such as these were mentioned in the writings of what Greek philosopher who studied under Plato and who himself taught Alexander the Great?
Conferring, Aristotle.
Yeah, Aristotle.
Final Aristotle?
Yeah, it's Aristotle, which means, gentlemen, you have a perfect score of 515 points. Really well done. The scores are official. We begin with Washington Liberty High School from Arlington, Virginia. Devin Lily Donovan, 410 points. From Washington, D.C., Sidwell Friends School, Layla, Max, and Bennett, 450 points. And coming back for the playoffs, Thomas Jefferson High School of Science and Technology, amazing game. Vishal, Joshua, and Pratush, 515 points. That, ladies and gentlemen, was a perfect game. Awesome. What a show this was. Listen, please join us next week when we have our first playoff game, Quince Orchard, Blake, and St. Albans. I'm Hillary Howard. So glad you shared part of your Saturday with us. See you next time. Oh, and Max is going to play us out. Bye-bye, everybody.